At the height of global lockdowns in June 2020, photographer Adrienne Raquel found herself in one of the most famous strip clubs in the world. She had secured rare or exclusive access to the Onyx club in Houston, Texas, with the goal to explore and photograph the communities of Black women dancers who have impacted visual culture through their work but not always got the credit due for it. In Onyx, the men are clearly spectators, we know that, but we rarely ever get a chance to see a real point of view of the clubs from a woman's perspective, let alone a Black female point of view. She says, I wanted to capture the beauty and the glamour of these women, and to tell their stories through these visuals. The images are on show at Fotografiska New York until the 28th of August. It's a project she intentionally decided to leave men out of, for a number of reasons. It's very rare that I shoot men, she says. Most of my work is centered upon women and the feminine, so that's one reason. The second thing is that the strip club is already a male-dominated space. And with that being said, I think there was really no need to include men in these photos, because you know they're already there. It's a world certainly worthy of Raquel's gaze. In April, industry research company IbisWorld found that the U.S. strip club industry, which employs 33,655 people, will be badly impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, forecasting that the industry's revenue fell by 17.4% in 2020. It's an industry that makes a huge amount of money from the skills of women who, as Raquel notes, are often overlooked or fetishized, with their craft little respected. I feel like most times, within these strip club spaces, 9 times out of 10 a lot of people in the general public tend to pass judgment on these women. They minimize what they do as if they aren't fit for society. Or they objectify them as if they're just sexual objects, or hoes, whatever you want to say, people, you know, label them as such. And I think with this project, I really just wanted to capture them from a different perspective. Raquel wanted to spotlight the communities and personal networks that are a key part of what keeps the clubs so successful. In images like Kam Kali, Raquel looks at the bonds that form among women working in strip clubs. I went to the club the day before I started shooting officially. And I sat and observed, and I got a tour and met a lot of the people that work there, including the management and some of the girls, and I realized it's almost like a family. They were super welcoming, friendly and willing to help me out, she says, and I really started paying attention to the dynamics of the dancers, the relationships they had with one another, and just really observed, just every facet of who they are, how they move around the club, how they communicate with one another, and how they look out for one another.